In fact, MUHOOZI will be worse than his father if he ever became a president. Because at least Museveni in the early days used to have a cross country and 4 vehicles. And used to have guards called the Presidential Guard Unit. PPU. PGBs of your age, you younger people. Used to have PPU, Presidential Protection Unit. Of not, at the beginning was 500 soldiers. Today he has 20,000. The son can command one group, the wife, the daughters, the children.
Among the very many people who are coming out to show direction, who are one of the biggest government critic under General Kaguta Museveni is Honorable SSEMUJJU NGANDA. Honorable SSEMUJJU NGANDA has come out to warn Ugandans that in the most unlikely event General MUHOOZI becomes the president, it will be even worse. And I also agree with that, because basing on what General MUHOOZI normally speaks on his Twitter handle and mainstream media, you clearly see that he's a person who is detached from reality, who doesn't know where Uganda is, where it was, and where it is going. And it will be a curse for Ugandans. I keep on telling people that all those countries which have had family rule, they have a problem with human rights and democracy. And what pains me more in Uganda is that some of the countries which have family rule have somehow developed. But in Uganda, we are going to have 2 losses. A loss in democracy, but also a loss in development. So in this episode, I've come to talk about Honorable SSEMUJJU NGANDA's comments, what it means for our country, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want you to know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sula Mawagali. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. First of all, every Ugandan should understand that we are under an authoritarian rule, a family rule, okay? Where in each and every position there is a family member. In fact, if a Ugandan told you, in case of a problem, to go to a minister or to go to Salim Saleh or one of General Museveni's brothers, you go to one of General Museveni's brothers, because we don't have structures to run the country. And this is a crisis. General Museveni has centered each and everything around himself. Even parliament on itself is not independent. He is supposed to be independent. You clearly see that General Museveni drags the whole parliament, and it even became worse when Antamongo is at the helm. So Honorable SSEMUJJU NGANDA came out to spell doom in case the presidency of MUHOOZI Kainerugaba is to succeed. And we must cry for our own country, okay? Because there is no sane Ugandan who can look on when our country is being eaten for 40 years, okay? For 40 years, and you continue acting like this. Before I proceed, I want to play a tape of Honorable SSEMUJJU NGANDA. Here's the tape.
In fact, MUHOOZI will be worse than his father if he ever became a president. Because at least Museveni in the early days used to have a cross country and 4 vehicles. And used to have guards called the Presidential Guard Unit. PPU, PGBs of your age, you younger people. Used to have PPU, Presidential Protection Unit. Of not, at the beginning was 500 soldiers. Today he has 20,000. The son can command one group, the wife, the daughters, the children. So if they can restore themselves, in fact, for me, I think, and I'll make proposals to Parliament. I hope they will not think I'm seeking cheap popularity. But I think we can start by reducing public administration. That Parliament, half of it is still even big. You go to local government, reduce. I usually give an example of Wakiso, where my constituency is in Wakiso. You have a budget here, I haven't looked at the new one, of 100 billion shilling, and 93 billion shilling is salary and allowance and fuel and this and that. and then you remain with the aid to grow the district. So everywhere, Wafula Ogutu had a discussion with Museveni when they are still friends. Museveni was creating Zimbabwe and Wafula wanted to be created as a district. The last time we are discussing about now subdividing Ibujiri, they said no. Instead of giving us an administrative block, give us a health center. That's what we need. Not councillors, not a chairman LC5, not an RDC, not a cow. Because these are the things that we need to do away with. But unfortunately, the way Museveni survives in power, he needs to bring in everybody. That's why the Electoral Commission presented a budget of 2 trillion shilling to run Electoral Commission and to run elections in the next 4 years. Because the next election, Uganda will elect 3 million leaders. At a village, you have a youth council, you have a women's council, people with a disability, you have the elderly, you have the LC1. We are about to have a council of witchcraft, of traditional leaders. And because Museveni is very creative, even in parliament he has brought all the people. I don't know who else he will bring. So financing all this means that the country cannot use its own local revenue to do development. It has to go and pay the elderly, the traditional leaders. I am finalizing a report on just the workers of State House. Museveni has 1,600 workers at his residence. I don't know where they stay. 1,600. I told you some time back, even he has the presidential advisor on Uchigezi diocese. Why doesn't he get the bishop to be the one to advise him? A presidential advisor on Uchigezi diocese. That list of Biarohanga, they are now 200. Yeah, there are 200 presidential advisors, size of a normal secondary school. So we can.
Why can't SSEMUJJU also talk about the numbers?
I have told you that I want parliament reduced to less than half.
Even the staff, I'm talking about the staff.
You can't reduce the staff when the MPs are 1,000. We need them in the library, we need them everywhere. So you begin by reducing the MPs, the staff will correspondingly go down. And I intend by the way to bring a constitutional amendment. I hope they will allow me. So we can survive, but survival is not a good position that me I'm a survivor. In fact, when you hear someone saying I am a survivor, you know that person is facing difficulties. So the Ivan and their entire group from MK to Yoweri Museveni to Kataha, we will be okay, don't worry.
That is Honorable SSEMUJJU NGANDA. What Honorable SSEMUJJU NGANDA, by the way, said is right. Okay? Because there are certain things General Museveni cannot say despite being the most powerful person in the country. In fact, one of the greatest weapons of General Kaguta Museveni is PR. He's a monster in acting, but he normally comes out with PR. A case in example, in a 2021 general election, after beating the opposition, after maiming people, in fact, every opposition person was beaten from Amuriat, Bobby Wine, Katumba, everyone was beaten. But on top of that, General Museveni came out to play PR that his votes were stolen. It was uncalled for. So General Museveni knows how to play PR. In fact, even after breaking the constitution, he comes out to play PR. You clearly saw what happened in Kawempe North by-election. He came out to say that the NRM was denied to vote. Yet we all saw what happened. The security forces beating up the opposition. Okay, during even the nomination. But on the contrary, his son is crude. He comes out to speak things out of self-aggrandizement, not knowing that the small statements you make, they can have a ripple effect on our country as a whole. This is how countries have run back to being failed nations because of leaders like General Moses Kainerugaba, who is by the commander-in-chief because his father signed an instrument talking about sovereign nation. Okay, right now Sudan is having our EPD forces to try in a bid to try keeping peace, but General Museveni is not even talking about it. But his son, the CDF, is coming out to say to sound road drums, to perpetuate tribal differences between the Anwera and the Dinkas online. Okay, it's not the first time he has ever come out to say that Kenya is going to be attacked. Even his own father, who has the ability to do so, cannot say that. So a person who acts like General Moses Kainerugaba, who acts like a young kid of 4, must be left far away from the center of power. Other than that, we are doomed to fail. Of course, that's my opinion. Do make much by commenting about this. Thank you very much for listening in. If this is the first time on this YouTube channel, I implore you to subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.